Hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in on this week's episode, talking about Bitcoin mining bringing the heat, um, movies plus getting banned, and stuff like that I'm dealing with. And it's kind of crazy that this is a world we live in. So get you guys all caught up on that. And then, obviously, we're here in the bear market talking about the bear market blues. And all this stuff melting down and just I don't know. I'll give you my thoughts on it, but anyways, yeah. Before we get into that, I want to thank the sponsor, the Bitbox O2 hardware wallet. Go to shiftcrypto.ch/Bitcoin made simple and use the promo code Bitcoin made simple to get yourself 5% off of your hardware wallet. And as I said, there's meltdowns everywhere, so get your key or get your coins off the exchange ASAP as possible. It's also brought to you tonight by Samuel Adams. If there's a beer company that that is a Bitcoin beer company, please have them reach out to me, and I would love to put them on as a sponsor so they could just send me beer. um, but it's also brought to you by Movies Plus. I'm going to get into that stuff, but you're going to want to use promo code Corey, Cory, and you'll get 1 year for $24. But we also have live TV channels playing now that are free. You don't even have to sign up. So if you're someone that's sitting there and has a significant other that enjoys Christmas movies, we have a cheesy Christmas movie channel that runs 24/7. So that plus then there's a stand-up comic one. So check those out. You don't even have to pay for it, but if you want to watch the awesome stuff we have going on there that you'll hear about with, the massive, I don't know, potential legal, I guess, problems, there are situations that are going to arise from this, but yeah, check that out. And then also, shout out to Upstream Data at upstreamdata.ca. I just talked to Adamo, and my black box is coming, and it will be here soon. And then I think I'm gonna get Crypto Cloaks to help me pump the heat into my house. Um, but yeah, so it's talking about the Bitcoin mining. I mean, I've talked about it a couple times before. I think last time I was talking about Bitcoin mining, I said that we didn't have like our heating bill for the month of October was like basically nothing. Like our electricity is what our heat is, and it was the same price of we spent the same amount of electricity in the month of October, spent the same amount of money on electricity as we did in the month of March, which was a similar temperature month. Um, and but the difference was that we stacked Bitcoin. And so then, as we get, I mean, now we're sitting here, gee, it's December 7th. As we're sitting here getting into that, sorry, Sam Adams. Um, and as we're getting into that, the colder, I mean, it's been going outside sled riding with my kids. Then it started to warm up a little bit. It's live in this, if you live on this latitude, wait, no, which one? Latitude, yeah, latitude. Sorry, I had to go back to like my 8th grade or 11th grade geography class and remember which one's latitude, longitude. If you live in this latitude, then it frequently changes. Every 5 seconds. Like God, if I could think, I mean, maybe if I didn't have so much beer, I'd be able to think more. I don't know. I swear this is my first one, is what they always say. But yeah, so anyways, November, I haven't really taken a close look at like how November played out. Um, our electric bill was up a little bit, but I mean, it was a much colder month. Um, but then, so this past couple of days, it's kind of warmed up here, and it was weird. Like tonight, like this evening at dinner time, my wife was like, "I don't know what it is, but I'm like so hot," and I was like, "It is like really warm in the house," and uh oh, update. So I don't even know if I mentioned this last time because I think this is a newer thing. So I actually took the miner and I have the miner just blowing directly into the HVAC. Um, and nothing like really like high tech, just literally have like a like where you put the filter in, there's a little door that opens. So I lifted that door open and I just have the miner like butt up against that, just pummeling the hot air into there. Um, so it changed everything as far as the basement goes. Like the basement was just like so hot, the whole basement, like the bedroom down there, everything. Um, and now it's like normal basement, uh, no, the normal basement temperature. But so it was hard to tell though, like, because I mean, like the air coming out of the vents, is it hot or, is it actually going somewhere? Um, and the furnace did kick on, from time to time over the last couple of weeks. Like, I mean, like I said, we were sled riding, so there was snow and it was freezing cold. Um, but anyways, the tonight it was, I mean, the temperature today was like 45 degrees Fahrenheit, which if you're a Celsius person, I don't know what the hell that even is, but 32 degrees Fahrenheit is freezing. 40 is like, really cold, like decently cold. Um, like temperatures that people in Florida would like, freak out about. But anyway, so yeah, the house was like hot, and I went over to the thermostat to check, and our house was 73 degrees. The thermostat was set at like 69. Haha. um, it's an inside joke. Um, but yeah, so the thermostat was set at 69, like it always was, but the the uh the miner had our house, you know, like decent sized house, uh up to 73, 74 degrees on its own. Nothing else running. So I have to dig into the HVAC and figure out exactly how it's working, but like the blower was kicking on because I could feel the air blowing like throughout the house. So I was like, oh, does that mean the furnace is kicking on? Why would the furnace kick on now? Did I mess something up with the miner, pummeling the, HVAC with heat? Did it mess it up? I think what it is wherever the heating coils are getting, so hot from the miner that it's making the fan blow. Because then I went out, so when I felt the fan blowing tonight, I like went outside to check and, like the heat pump wasn't running. I was like, okay, so it's like we're not using the electricity to make the heat, but the blower is coming on to help circulate the air, and it's making the house a little toasty. Um, so that was exciting and encouraging because I don't know, it's weird that you can do that with a Bitcoin miner and heat your house. Um, but yeah, anyways, so and I can't wait to get the black box because then it will be quiet and it's not super loud at the moment. Actually, turning it into the HVAC and having there be less heat, it's in the actual basement area makes the fans run not as hard. So, anyways, I also want to tell you guys about uh I mean, I apologize. I'm trying to do these every week, but it is getting to the point. I mean, it's just insane. But I mean, who isn't busy? But like, the entrepreneur life is great, But like, there's people like, oh, you get to choose your hours, you get to, like leave whenever you want. You don't have a boss, and while that stuff is all great, I was talking to my one partner, and I said, was like, I miss the days. I mean, I didn't have a ton of these. I was like, but I miss the days where I was like working for somebody or like a Fortune 500 company, or like some real big company. And like, if I like took a nap, I felt like I was pulling one over on them, or like, oh man, like I get to skip out early. There's no such thing uh, in the entrepreneur life because if it's not you doing it, then there's no one. And like our, you know, we have a team of us, um, but we're not like in business wise, we're cash flow positive. We just need to be more cash flow positive so that we can expand the team. So right now, I mean, it's like there's a ton of things I'm doing that I not, I mean, this is an entrepreneur life. It would not fall under my job description. Um, but it's just one of those things where it's like we don't necessarily have the extra, like where we're going to put our cash. We don't really have the cash to put towards, something like that. Bringing on, multiple, like five staff members, honestly. Uh, Hopefully we do very shortly, and we're pretty close to that. But yeah, it's just I'll give you an idea as to what. So we have two live TV channels before that I mentioned before. Um, so those live TV channels, we do have like some redundancy and backups, but those are operating like out of my house. Um, so I had to get some hardware and a lot of RAM and storage and everything, and I was like putting computer pieces together because I'm not a computer tech person at all. Um, but here I am, with my hands on the inside of computers, putting uh, graphics cards and all these different things. And it was funny. I thought to myself, oh my God, there's so many ETH heads that would be using these graphic cards to probably mine ETH, or well, I don't know if you even can now, but it's much more. I was like joking with myself. It's much more valuable doing it with what I'm doing with it than it would be to mine any shitcoin. Um, but anyways, so yeah, so I have all these monitors. I have like multiple screens going with like multiple live channels. Um, and there's wires everywhere, and it's just this massive crazy setup. Um, and had to figure it out myself. And then had to figure out the software and all that stuff. So yeah, if you go right now, um, check it out and let me know what you guys think. One of them is a Christmas movie marathon that's running. I believe we have like 10 movies. One of them is It's a Wonderful Life. The other ones are like your standard Hallmark cheesy, you know, good feel good Christmas movies. And so those are all running basically on a loop. No commercials like interrupting the actual program at the moment. Just in between each one, we have a Movies Plus commercial and a little Merry Christmas from Movies Plus thing that plays, and then you get on to your next show. And then but then on the other channel, it's called we call it Comic Relief, and it's a 24/7 stand-up comedy channel. And we'll just continually be adding more things into the rotation, um, so that we can feature things, get people featured, and all that. Um, so yeah, if you're a stand-up comic and you want your stuff in there, by all means, send it to me. And yeah. Anyway, so I'm doing all that, and it's funny. I'm getting like I feel like our entire house could be like powered by like yeah, or like could like we could basically we have like I have the Bitcoin mine going. I have these computers running. So all of a sudden I look like the biggest tech person in the world, and I promise you I am not. Um, but yeah, so the frustrating thing that's been going down with Movies Plus is that we were banned, and I mean literally banned from Facebook. So I don't know what to make of that. If you guys have been following along, you'll have seen me post a bunch of stuff about the first original series we released in November called Q Sent Me. It's about Jake Angeli, the Buffalo Horn guy that was at the Capitol. We have the only sit down interview with him that he did before he went to prison. We have like exclusive footage inside the Capitol and all these crazy things. And it gives me the really creepy conspiracy vibes that we put that out. And it's something, I mean, it's not challenging the narrative of what happened on January 6th, but like it's definitely showing that like Jake is I not like this horrible person. I would say just very naive, um, and got himself caught up in a situation that he definitely shouldn't have, you know, gotten himself into. And yeah, so it's just weird. Like if you want to, the conspiracy vibes just go crazy because I'm like, oh, um, we have like I put that up, and all of a sudden on the same day, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook pull down an ad that we're running in unison. That's the crazy part. In unison across the board, they all did it. Now, Twitter, we're able to get a rebuttal pretty quickly because I guess they're a little more open now that Elon owns them. And so pretty quickly they reinstated our advertising capability, but we still can't advertise Q sent me. I don't get it. Like the documentary is not making a statement. It's not making any claims. It's not doing anything. It's just being a documentary. We can't do anything about it. So, but then Google, like we were trying to run ads on YouTube, Google banned us from advertising ever. I mean, maybe they'll change their mind if we keep putting enough pressure on them. Because let me tell you, those that want to do the censoring, we have allies that are on our side, and it's going to come at you. Um, so I don't know, maybe that'll change. But then Facebook deleted our account, deleted the page completely. Um, and they won't give me an answer as to why. I keep submitting the appeal and asking, and they said that one of your posts violated our terms, and blah blah blah. I responded and I said, could you clarify what post it was, and then we'll just delete that post, and then you can reinstate the page. But I don't even know what post they're talking about. They could be talking about any post that we've made. I have no idea. So, sorry, this is just really frustrating because we were making good strides on Facebook. Like I was on the Tom Woods show, I was on Liberty Lockdown. I'm going on a bunch of liberty-minded podcasts to talk about this, but like we had, I mean, we were making like for every dollar we spent on Facebook ads, we were getting like three back. So it just sucks. It sucks because that faucet's been turned off in this supposedly free and fair society. Um, but yeah, the other thing, this was the thing that like really pissed me off. I don't have a Facebook account because when they tried saying I was trying to influence the election by posting a documentary a couple of years ago, um, then I just deleted everything, and then well, my wife still has an account and she's anonymous. You can't find her, or you can't like she doesn't post a bunch of stuff. Like she literally has it for like connection to like friends and whatnot. And they blocked her account like because she was managing the social media page. I mean, it was me doing the stuff because she was like, yeah, just do whatever. Like, if you need me to do something, let me know. But um and yeah, I was like, you kidding me? Like, you know, she's got her friends on there, different, mom groups and stuff. They're basically like support groups and help mothers out. And that really pissed me off. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So just ridiculous, ridiculous. But I say, watch out because like, I mean, if you don't know who Zach Voorhees is, he is the Google whistleblower. And apparently, I don't know the details. My partner just texted tonight and said that he'll be in touch with him. Um, like he'll be talking, he's reaching out. So I don't, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's just freaking crazy. Like, and here's the other crazy thing is that like this blew me away. But like, I was talking to my dad on Sunday night, and he's asking about work and how everything. And I tell him, I say, yeah, we're banned. And he was like, How is that possible? I was like, Dad, are you not aware? And like, my dad's a conservative person, but like, I guess that's just how unaware most of the, like, it's like Bitcoiners get it and everything, but like the average person doesn't understand that this like serious, because he was like, that's illegal, that's violating your First Amendment rights, blah blah blah. I was like, yeah, it is. It is their own private company, so they can do whatever they want, but they hide behind certain laws that are getting challenged right now because they try to, you know, act as a utility, and they get the protection of utilities, but they should they shouldn't be if they're gonna sit here and play these games. And as we're seeing with all the corruption with the Twitter files and everything that's going out, I mean, it's pretty disgusting and it's pretty deep. Um, it's the deep state going down all this stuff. So, but I was like, yeah, Dad. I mean, this is a real thing, like actually affecting your son in real life. You know, like purely freedom of speech being taken away. Like I feel like I have a muzzle on my mouth. I feel like I'm my arms chopped off and I'm trying to swim while being shoved down by the big tech. And I tell you what, it's going to come back worse for them if they don't ease up. This is going to get much worse for them because people like freedom, inevitably or evidently they do, and we're gonna stick to that. Um, so it's just I let me take a break to just remind you to get a Bitbox O2 hardware wallet because, like I'm talking about with corruption and big tech, you think they're not sitting there behind all this or have at least their hands in this all this FTX crap. It's just nuts. The corruption's so deep. The fact that SBF is just walking around doing whatever he wants, and Ross Albrecht is Ross Albrecht. It's just ridiculous. Um, so yeah, it's bothersome that this stuff is going on. Um, and but I knew it wasn't gonna be easy, so I don't want you to sit here and like have a pity party for me. But I honestly will say, like, it is your support. I mean, I told you guys over the summer, like the top 10 videos were frequently that were being watched were frequently speckled with all the Bitcoin content. So at that point, the company was like I feel like it was being supported and sustained by Bitcoiners. Um, Now, Bitcoiners continue to grow the support, but I also think now I've noticed now that I've been going on a lot of libertarian, you know, uh, podcasts and stuff, is that the libertarians are really helping and supporting. And there should be lots of synergies between the libertarians and the Bitcoiners. And um, yeah, just I mean, because even my dad was like, he was like, well, he was like, how come Tucker Carlson doesn't want to cover this? And I was like, Dad, we've actually discussed this with all of these people, but we've gotten, you would think the right wing wants to be all over this, but they're touching, they're like, oh, that's a little too hot for us. We don't want to, we don't want to get in trouble. Um, so it's just it doesn't help the image of the right wing just being the, other side of the like same coin. Um, and but it really makes me think that like libertarians are the only ones, like the only way out of this mess, is to really get them. I mean, they have to be to do it. They have to not just be the small party. They've got to get up to like a really, really prominent level, um, and actually be seating people in political office if they want to be a political party. I don't care about politics, honestly. Maybe that's a problem of libertarians is like I'm becoming one. So I'm like, I don't care. Like I care so little about anyone else's, life, just as long as I'm not infringing on my freedoms. So that's what got me really stirred up because now you are infringing on my freedoms. You are shutting me down. You were trying to hurt my business. You were trying to put the voices down that are on the platform. You were trying to silence them. You were trying to make it as difficult as possible for me to continue going forward just so that I give up. That's what they want. They want me to give up. But guess what? I'm not giving up. Not going anywhere. Um, if you really want to make me give up, throw a pile of cash at me. I'll just be a sellout. I'll just sit here with my Sam Adams on my port on my rocker and just, you know, fade away into the distance. Just kidding, but seriously, um, that's too many plugs for Sam Adams in one podcast. But yeah, the yeah, I mean, I'm very disappointed in the right because I thought that they would. I'm not like saying, oh, the right's the correct place to be politically. I'm just saying I thought that when it came to free speech, they would be the ones that would be standing up for it, and it apparently doesn't suit their narrative. Um, so I don't know. We feel like we feel alone. We feel like we're on an island by ourselves. We have very few allies, uh, and we're just doing everything we can to keep fighting. Um, and that's the crazy thing is it's just a movie platform. Like, yeah, we have a couple things that are like very interesting documentaries, and yes, I stand for free speech. It's a movie platform. Like, you just look at the platform, and it's like 99% of the content is just like a mix of good documentaries about the Beatles and different things, um and we have Christmas movies and kids shows and everything. We keep getting more and more. We're adding and adding and adding, and Jesus Christ, it's just like because of a couple things that are up there, they're trying to just absolutely wring our necks. It's driving me, obviously, if you can't tell, it's pissing me off just a little bit. And Yeah, so I appreciate you plebs for having our back, um, and going to bat with us, or go to bat for us, because it's absurd what's happening. It's absurd that this is the situation that we find ourselves in this country. Um, but like Liberty lockdown, Clint Russell, when I was on Liberty lockdown, he said, there's nowhere else to go. Like, this is it. You know, there is no like new frontier to move to that like we can, have America 2.0. Um, it's yeah, it's just sad. It's sad that and as Bitcoiners we get this everything, this centrally organized apparatus that's controlling our every aspect of our lives. It's just sad because they promote violence, and we want peace. They they profit off of wars. We want no wars to exist. We want people to be nice to each other. That's all we want. We want people to get along. We want people to not scam one another, not do wrong to other people. That's really what it boils down to. Do right by other people. Don't harm others. And for some reason, that's a big problem for these people. They really don't like that. And that's why, I mean, the scammers are so easy to point out in Bitcoin because they just come in. You can smell it from a mile away. That's what I love about Bitcoiners is the bullshit detector is unreal. Like, they will call you on your bullshit immediately. I mean, that's what I've told you guys from the beginning that if I'm a freedom of speech platform, so if a Ethereum documentary comes to me, I have to play it. But I think that's to Bitcoin's benefit because it would show how much of a scam it is. Um, and that's also why you see, there's countless Bitcoin documentaries, and I cannot think of a single shitcoin documentary, because it would shining a light on it would see that it is transparent, and there's nothing. It's hollow on the inside. There's nothing there. Um, but yeah, that's what I love about Bitcoiners is just calling them out. And if you are new and not a Bitcoiner, you should dip into this space. Just start interacting on Bitcoin Twitter. You'll see that there are good people here, and they really do just want what's best for society. They want you to have your freedoms and you to live your life the way that you choose to live it, and let them live their life. That's all they want. They just want things to be fair. They want things to be fair, and things in this society have not been fair for a very long time. Rant over on the freedom of speech and the fairness and all that. I will have more to say, I'm sure, but yeah, the bear market vibes are crazy right now. Uh, but I'm telling you, this is the time to build, whether it's stacking your wealth. And I haven't lived through a bear market yet. Like this is my first one. Um, but just all the analyzing I've done of all the winners that come during the bull market were built in the bear market. They're the people that stayed humble, stacked sats, and just kept going, just kept plugging away, plugging away, plugging away. Um, so that's all I can recommend. Don't get caught up in the fray, all the stupid teenage drama that the the Nick Carters of the world and stuff are putting out there. Because I mean, he's flipping out like a prepubescent child at this point. It's really embarrassing for him. Um, I don't want to say that I called that one, but I called that one, and there is at least one person that knows I called that. And I called it when the mustache came in. That's when I called it. I was like, there we go. Um, Confirmed my suspicions, I guess. And there's nothing against mustaches, but it was just something about that one. So, anyways, all right, plebs. I do have a good episode coming up for you. I'll push that out probably next Monday. With Will Reeves from Fold and your Fold debit card. So look out for that one. But I appreciate you guys, and as always, just stay humble, stack sats, and like I said, get your coins off the exchange and get a Bitbox O2 hardware wallet and help support us at Movies Plus. You guys, your support means the world. It means that we're able to get these messages out to as many people as possible and continue the fight for freedom. So I thank you guys and I appreciate it. And I'll talk to you guys next time.